Thank you. I think we're slightly behind schedule, so we'll have a very quick discussion about insects, business and investments with my friend Xavier here. We're also investors in his company called Nasikomo. I won't get into crazy details about the business, but I just want to mention a few things from the investor standpoint. We've mentioned quite a few things about that topic already. Access to capital was mentioned quite a few times. And I'll give you our investment rationale real quick here, I mean in under a minute, let's say. However, just want to make a quick distinction here. I think it would be interesting that there are companies that are really ESG conscious, and then there are companies that have built their entire business model on improving the, let's say, the efficiency with which we use environmental resources. And Nasikomo here falls in this category where you can call it circular economy. I mean, we had a representative here of the breweries, the beer breweries in Bulgaria, Zagorka, and they, in their business, they use as input the waste output of the breweries, which definitely makes it into a circular economy business. There are also other interesting things to talk about, but from an investor standpoint, I can confirm that I think that for the foreseeable future, let's say 5 to 10 years going forward, definitely access to capital will be a huge topic for ESG conscious companies. And from a performance attribution analysis, the sectoral choice that we make as investors holds a very high weight in the performance of the funds that we're managing. So there's definitely something that investors are talking about, and of course we're pursuing those types of investments, all else being equal. We prefer to invest in ESG businesses, whether they be, we call it intrinsic ESG businesses like Nasikomo, or just ESG conscious other businesses. So with that intro, what do you think about where do insects fit in the decarbonization cycle, for example?
Well, thank you, Pavel, for this intro. I think we know we're here talking about ESG, and one thing important is that we consider that the food chain today is not sustainable. It produces about 24% of the global CO2 emissions, and we all know it has about 1/3 of the food which is produced worldwide that goes to waste. It's either burned, composted, or not really well used. So what are the insects here? Actually, there's about 10 million insects, different type of insect in the world. And there are 7 insects that could be farmed in Europe since 2017. And why farming insect? Because the insect can be fed on organic biomass. And using the insect is basically closing the food chain. So if you think about circular economy, and the way the insect farming works, you collect food waste, or we call it co-product. You mentioned breweries, for example, what we call the spent grain from the breweries. Okay. You prepare this spent grain, and you feed it to small larvae of insects. So the insect we're looking at is called Hermetia illucens. This is the Latin name, and the popular name is the black soldier fly, or BSF. And this small insect will grow very fast, the larvae, and then you separate the larvae from the substrate, and from the larvae you extract protein, oil, and the remaining of the substrate is an organic fertilizer. So that's basically the business model.
Okay, so where does it fit in the, let's say, food value chain or any other industry?
Well, it's very important, obviously. Today, at Nasikomo, we are targeting the animal feed industry, because we think that's where there's the most potential. We know that people don't like very much to eat insects. I think Desi has some thoughts about that. And we think the same, and we think that, insect for food will come in the future, in the 10, 20 years from now in European and Western European countries. It's already a reality in many places in Asia and Africa and South America. 2 billion people eat insects every day, but we don't think that's what will happen here. So our focus is really much insect for feed, and there's different markets, but the main markets we are targeting today is aquaculture. Aquaculture is unsustainable business today. You need 4 kilograms of fish that you collect in South America, the small fish, to obtain 1 kilogram of salmon in your plate. That doesn't work. There will be no more fish in the sea very soon. And the second market is pet food. And actually, there's some statistics saying that pet food represents about 20% of the CO2 footprint of the global food chain, the human food chain. So that's very significant.
Okay. So what do you think are the next steps here? What are you going to do next?
So what we're doing at Nassecomo, that we're developing technologies for the insect industry. We are an enabler of the insect industry because we think that this insect industry could grow much faster than it's been growing so far. To give you an idea, there are maybe 20 companies in Europe involved in this business, 200 worldwide. There have been billions of euros in investment in Europe, mostly in France and Holland. And what we think is that by providing the tools, the technology that we've developed, and the biology that we've been working on to third-party new entrants in the market, the industry will go much faster, and there will be a faster adoption of the product for the feed, for the aquaculture, for the pet food, and later on for poultry and pigs.
Sure. I think the time is out. I don't see the clock anymore. But anyways, just I just want to mention just a few words.
One more.
Oh, we still have time, right? Just a few words, because I don't think that you're going to say this, but Nassecomo here is one of the really, truly innovative Bulgarian companies. I mean, they're at a global level. I'm pretty sure you're top 10, if not even higher, in terms of development of this new technology. The technology is still very, very new, so we're at the forefront here for a, let's say, it's very rare to see something like this in our little country. And I think that this is really precious. And the fact that they have a great team that's working, day and night to, I just find this really, I just want to mention it, let's say. And then
I can add something on that maybe. I mean, we're a team of 65 people, so we have biologists, geneticists, IT guys, ITO guys, financial marketing, etc., all the support functions. We have 3 PhD in the team in biology. We have a partnership with a French worldwide leader in animal genetics as well, joint venture here in Bulgaria. So we're doing great things with 4 patents already accepted.
Right. What are you going to do with the technology that you develop in terms of the machinery? For example, they cannot even buy the machinery they have to make it themselves. And what are you going to do with that in the future?
So we have all the design, all the patents. Now we'll be looking to suppliers that can, contract manufacture for us the equipment. And then we want to sell it worldwide. So we have actually a very large pipeline of companies from Japan to France to Germany, to Turkey, to Romania, to Bulgaria, interested in buying what we've been developed as technologies.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Right on time.
Thank you.
Okay.